When I was a little girl, I was with my mum, and I looked through this fence and there was these people, and I thought, oh, that looks interesting. So I said to my mum when she was here that I wanted to do archaeology, and I watched programmes, read books, and I just wanted to see what it was like.
Just inside the historic city walls of York sits the now abandoned Willow House care home. The garden outside the building is being excavated by York Archaeology, revealing layers of York's story, from Bronze Age axe heads to 1970s shandy cans. But in addition to being a place filled with history, it's also a site helping people in the present.
So Archaeology on Prescription uses archaeology as a tool to support well-being and mental health for people who live in and around York.
Archaeology on Prescription is delivering what's known as social prescribing, part of a growing move by the NHS to offer universal personalised care. The purpose of social prescribing is to help people manage their health and well-being by connecting them to community activities or groups that can offer support and meet their needs. It's designed to be suitable for anyone, but can be particularly helpful to support mental health or long-term health conditions.
So we have a real mix, and we try to tailor all of our sessions accordingly. They'll understandably be a bit nervous at the beginning of their journey, and they might struggle with anxiety, they might struggle with socialisation or being in groups of people, so we really try to kind of make our groups as small enough to make sure that we can cater for all of those access needs.
Social prescribing is generally accessed by the following pathway. Firstly, a referral is made to a social prescribing link worker. This can be through a GP appointment, but also from charities and other organisations, or a self-referral. From there, a link worker has the key job of listening and understanding a person's situation to find out what matters to them. The link worker can then recommend a form of social prescribing based on an individual's personalised needs, allowing them to get the best possible help. That help is rooted in communities, where the voluntary sector often has a role, whether through delivering schemes or by having connections with local organisations.
So social prescribing in York is chiefly managed through the York Voluntary Service, and they have a number of link workers, and we have a very good relationship with them, so they'll come to us and say, oh, have you got any space on your programme that we can refer someone to, or we'll go to them and say, we've got some spaces, do you have anybody that would like to be referred to us? So we've got that really strong relationship with them.
Archaeology on Prescription began as a pilot scheme in 2021, and in the space of 3 years it has helped 110 people. The project recently secured National Lottery Heritage funding, allowing it to run until at least 2025. But true success of the scheme can be measured firsthand through the benefits it has brought to participants.
Archaeology on Prescription I found through social prescribed from my doctors. She rang me and said, I've been in contact with AOP and there's a nice course that you can do archaeology wise, and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting, because that's what I said to my mum I would want to do, and so that's how it came about really.
I was working and I paid to go on the paid dig, training dig, and while I was on it I discovered about archaeology on prescription, and I realised at that point my health wouldn't let me go back to work, and I would have to take medical retirement. Having to give up my job was the worst thing in the whole wide world. It was shockingly bad, and this and the staff have, I won't say saved my life, but they've saved my doing something other than sitting on the sofa. They've given me an interest in something I was always interested in but never thought I'd ever have the time to do, and just everyone is just wonderful. Don't make me cry. And I think about people, it just fantastic, just fantastic. It was there just at the right time.
Social prescribing is seen as a viable form of care to address things in life that affect our health but aren't always easily treatable by doctors or medicine, including loneliness or debt. The need for solutions to problems that are more than medical has been made more relevant in recent times due to factors such as the medical impact of the COVID pandemic and the challenges brought on by the cost of living crisis. Another reason behind the development of social prescribing is its potential role in easing pressures on the NHS, particularly for GPs. The National Academy for Social Prescribing estimates that the NHS's personalised care plans could see 4.5 million fewer GP appointments per year in England, while everyone can still receive support.
They're able to pick up lots of archaeological skills along the way, but also crucially kind of socialisation, confidence, working in groups of people as well. So there's a real journey of well-being and socialisation, as well as capturing historical knowledge too. And we do really notice that as their time on their project progresses, they really come out of their shells, they really get into it, they absolutely love it by the end of it, so much so that they don't actually ever want to leave, which is lovely for us.
If you talk to my husband about it, and you talk to my mum or talk to my best friend, they would say, mention archaeology and prescription, and this big smile just comes over my face.
I absolutely love it, and I love fines washing too, because you're taking all the mud off the fines, and then there's more intricate things like fines. And when I was on one of the sites, I found medieval, and I was so excited because I found a medieval piece of pottery, which was so interesting to learn about it.
It was initially having a bit of space and time to dig and think to myself, go through what was going on in life, and finding magical things that were bits of pottery that were just still magical, bits of Victorian pottery. Just the joy in doing that when I felt that joy had probably gone.
You make good friends that hopefully will last your lifetime, and the staff are so caring. When you just have a little issue, they're there, you know, and they're supporting you. And then coming to the open days, they have open days, you meet people, and you've got the, you know, you're talking and seeing how they're going through archaeology, and also you have a drink, and you've got the, you know, the support from the other people who come here.
Archaeology on prescription is just one example of social prescribing in action. A range of activities are available, ensuring accessibility by catering to everyone's needs and interests. These activities can involve culture, nature and physical activity, which is where sport can play a role.
Well, hello, my name's Matt McKechnie, and I'm a Yorkshireman, and I'm quite old now, 73, and I have mobility issues. And in 2018, I had a medical issue which meant I was hospitalised. And when I came out of hospital, I needed to get a bit fitter and lose a bit of weight, and I knew that. So I tried walking football, didn't get with it at all because people were just running around everywhere and it didn't suit me. So I wished it was walking cricket, which is my sport, it's what I played for all my army career and then in local teams around Yorkshire. I needed three things. I needed a set of rules, I needed somewhere to play, I needed people to play it.
And that's exactly what Mac did, setting up the first walking cricket club in Yorkshire. Since January 2019, 13 different hubs across Yorkshire have been established, seeing more than 400 people take up the game. And here in Barnsley, players quickly began to see how the game could help their well-being.
I've been with it for 30 years. You're at an age where you can be lost. And then I heard about the walking cricket and I thought, I've never played cricket, other than when I played with my brothers when I was about 11.
I've been a lifelong sufferer from depression. Before walking cricket, I'd no outside interests at all. I've made loads of friends. I've competed in walking cricket at Headingley. I've done outrageous things that I would never have dreamed of. I don't take antidepressants anymore. That's the first time since I was 17 have I come off antidepressants. I don't need them. Just a life change.
I was just amazed with what I saw, because I saw a lot of elderly people, you know, having fun. And I thought, well, whatever mess we make of this, it's worth having a do, and it's what we need at our age.
I'm good, I'm one of the best. I'm good. I've been coming 3 years, and when they pick teams to compete, I always get chosen, so I must be good. And the thrill and the confidence is back. And I don't feel put down at all, ever. And that is a new me. This is from cricket.
Whilst walking cricket remains just as vulnerable to the weather, the experience isn't over when the game ends. A post-match cup of tea can mean just as much as hitting the winning runs.
You always have a break, and you have that cup of tea or cup of coffee, and you exchange your experiences. I wouldn't say go and have a game of cricket and then walk away. No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say talk about it, and if you've had a good day, tell them, let them know how good you've been. If you've had a bad day, how can we rectify it?
Walking cricket in Yorkshire has been supported by the Yorkshire Cricket Foundation and U3A, an organisation which helps provide opportunities for older people. And it is the combination of physical and social benefits that have prompted interest in exploring walking cricket's social prescribing potential.
Give you an example. Swimming is a recognised social prescribing activity. I get that, I understand the physical benefits of swimming, but somebody who is socially prescribed swimming will drive to the swimming bathroom, might be, go into a changing room, get changed, get in the water, they might have a brief conversation with somebody in the water, swim up and down, get the physical side of it, I agree. For me it's more the engagement and the social aspect of it all. And I believe that cricket has a lot to offer in that area.
It's not only Mac who thinks this. In February this year, Yorkshire Cricket partnered with the University of Huddersfield, who are conducting research into walking cricket's possible social prescribing role.
The aim is to look at the holistic benefits, the overall benefits of walking cricket. So the three key areas that we're looking into are the physical benefits, the social aspects, and the mental health benefits that it can help with. The data that we've already collected is really, really promising. Is it only walking cricket that's improved these things? We're not sure, but preliminary findings, that's the kind of things that we've discovered at this point. The overall aim is to hopefully get walking cricket socially prescribed.
We have a couple of people here today who fit the social prescribing network, but not generated by a prescriber. They're just naturally fallen into us, and that's great. It fits them, it meets their needs, and we're glad to make them welcome. We can accommodate people. It's just the social prescribers being aware and signposting people to us.
Awareness is one thing that will have to change for social prescribing to reach more people. A 2022 YouGov survey of 2,000 adults found that only 12% of responses recognised the phrase social prescribing. But change is happening, and going forward social prescribing looks set to play a larger role in the NHS. The long-term plan by NHS England has committed to developing access to social prescribing infrastructure both at primary care and community levels. A key figure from the plan, set out in 2019, is a target to recruit 4,500 link workers by 2024. The goal of this recruitment drive is to give everyone in England access to social prescribing via their GP, with an aim for at least 900,000 people to be referred to social prescribing also by 2024.
I do think there's a general lack of awareness, full stop, of social prescribing and its benefits. I mean, in its simplest context, it could be seen as, I'm a doctor, I feel a bit depressed. Well, I'll give you a prescription for these tablets, take those and come back in 2 weeks or whatever, if you do whatever. To me, it'd be much more appropriate to say, well, we'll give you some tablets, but would you like to try, for example, walking cricket? And we'll give you all the leads to it, and if it costs money, we'll even pay for you on the National Health Service to attend and take part in it. Why don't you try that for 6 weeks and see if that helps? That's my vision of social prescribing.
For the NHS's plans to be fully effective, the voluntary sector needs attention too. More referrals means capacity has to be matched to maintain access to a full range of social prescribing activities. This is being recognised though. In December 2022, the government announced a £3.6 million grant given to the National Academy for Social Prescribing. It is hoped that money will lead to more projects like archaeology and prescription being available to local communities. As our understanding and approach to wellbeing develops, the case is there for social prescribing. And while it appears to have a future in the NHS, it's also important to focus on what has already happened. And at the heart of that are the stories of those who have already found benefits from personalised care.
There's so much more now that wasn't in my life, and I didn't feel I'd ever have anything in my life like that. So if I'd gone to my GP, I would really hope they would have suggested something like this, because I can't even quite put into words what it means to me. And through the job I used to do, I've mentioned it to ex-colleagues and said, if you've got anybody that you feel would like to do it, get in touch, because this is amazing. This could really help someone and support someone and divert them in a different way to which they're going, and I would let anybody know about it.
I've got a lot of friends that went down with COVID. A lot of friends. Didn't do anything, laid on the bed and watched television. And all I would say to anybody that's retired, don't throw it away. We'll all get old one day, and the old object of it is be happy and keep moving. Keep moving, keep socialising, and be happy about it.
I'd recommend it to everyone who has depression, getting other people to come and experience what I've experienced, and hopefully they'll find it as good as I have found it. Then hopefully when I speak to them, they'll come back and say, well, you were right, it was a good experience, we really enjoyed it.